what's going on? Just in time, man. I just got off the phone with Santa Claus. Apparently, a lot of you are on the naughty list, so you guys better work that out with him, or leave gifts accordingly to remedy whatever it was you did to make the naughty list. Hopefully, it was fun. What's going on? JT here in the studio, and it is Studio 10-4 live again here in on a Wednesday afternoon. It is December 20th. Yeah, 5 days till Christmas. So, well, 6 if you count it right, I guess. Man, we're populating the studio fast tonight. And Pete Henderson, Pete, buddy, you've been dethroned. Everett Ford first into the studio today. Everett, how you doing, man? Dolores right there with him. Jeff Patello, what's up, Jeff? Heard good things about Jeff today. Randy Minkle, always hear good things about Randy. Cody, and hey, what's up, Testa? Sup, Testa? I'm going to bet that is my buddy from one of the places we stream to, which is a Folsom radio show Facebook group, and we'll see who it is. Anyways, Kevin, good to see you on here. Dan Lynn's lurking and listening with his head to the books or the keyboard and the computer, as it would be, getting what needs to be done so that there can be a January edition of 10-4 magazine, the first edition of 2024 in the works right now. So Merry Christmas to you, Shan. Of course, Shan and Lynn's the other half of the Dan and Shan show. Great things going on. I hope everybody's been having a good build up to the final weekend of Christmas. This year you get a weekend in front of Christmas, literally 2 days that you can get out and if anybody even does that anymore, go shopping. And hopefully you do, because brick and mortar, your local business, you got to support them. And I kind of have an out for that right now. I mean, I got to go to Grants Pass or Medford and hit the big town up, which is, those are the big towns compared to where I live. And the local thing, I mean, there's one place I'd love to go shopping, and I checked them out, and it's a Burlwood shop. And they just didn't have what I wanted, so I didn't get anything. But other places in town here, we're a little bit limited out here in the CJ. They call us CJ, and I actually live in Kirby. So I tell everybody Grants Pass because nobody's ever heard of Kirby. But if you know a Rogue Truck Body, then you know where that's at, and that's Kirby, Oregon, and that's where I'm at. So, but you guys do your part, and whatever works best for you. Now at this point, I think we're past that point of no return where if you go on Amazon or you go to Costco or you go wherever you go online to buy stuff, and there's hordes of places you can go to buy online, whichever one you've picked. I did my research this year. I didn't just pull trigger on my used to be favorite place to go for special gifts for some special people, and that was to the Blue Diamond website, because I was a Blue Diamond grower, and I used to go there in person when I was in the San Joaquin Valley, and I would buy these really awesome, great gift packs and baskets, and they used to have this wonderful candy-coated chocolate almonds, and they were candy-coated with cinnamon flavor candy and milk chocolate, and then the almond. We call them almonds. Just not it's not all that anymore, dang it. So I'm bummed out because they discontinued the cinnamon chocolate covered almonds. Those are gone, and a lot of the other stuff. So I went to Costco, and I'll tell you what, Costco has made themselves the go-to for so much, because number one, best prices. Number two, free shipping included in whatever you buy. So how the hell can you turn that down? And I already got notified everybody got what I sent, so I'm so happy about that. That means a lot. Chris Duran, what's going on? Merry Christmas, man. Chris, lead singer for a few different bands back in Folsom, California, and around the Sacramento area. Obviously tuning in from Folsom Radio Show. John, what's going on? John James, Jamie, what's happening? Jamie Williams, everybody. in the show again. Jamie, what are you smoking this weekend or Monday for Christmas? I bet there's a prime rib in your future. And of course, everybody else. Eddie Staley, how you doing, man? Top of the day to you. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. It's turning into a nice one. I will be up in the Pacific Northwest this year. Hey, Chad, what's going on? Chad Berry, Merry Christmas to you and Lisa and everybody over in your crew. Excited that you guys are having the success that you are, and would love to say that 10-4 helped you get there too. And I think maybe we might have had just a little bit to do with that. But hey, we noticed you. We're just here to help deliver. You guys made yourselves visible and did some really cool things that caught our eye. So congratulations, and great things are happening. Hey, what's happening, roomie? My former roommate, Nancy Hallam, what's going on? And Nancy tuning in from El Dorado Hills, California, obviously either on my personal Facebook timeline or over on the Folsom Radio. So a lot of folks tuning in that are friends that I've made throughout the years, and of course all of you here at 10-4, but others that I've met along the way doing other things that I have done and do, and excited to have them all be a part of what it is that I do here with everybody else that's a part of it in the background that come and go, and of course Dan and Shan and Gene, Tim and April back there as well. Especially when you talk trucking for kids, that's kind of Tim's wheelhouse. But Gene and Dan and Shan, the OGs, the OGs of 10-4 magazine, and without them, and of course Eric, while Eric was still around, having the vision to bring me in and allow me to jump into this platform that I created one day by just going, hey, what a cool idea, let's try this. And at the time we were doing, and I say we, my then business partner Adam Frick, who some of you know from the shows that early on in the live stream experiment, was part of that. We were doing doing a show in Folsom that we did every week. And I thought, why not do this for 10-4? I think this would be a great platform and opportunity to talk to you guys and share, thoughts, ideas, and what's going on in the world. And as crazy as it is, a world we live in, we just try to, help the part that we can reach out to. And with the reach that 10-4 has, that's a pretty big reach. So everybody else, stay within your reach, and be a light, be a guide, and enjoy yourselves and make people smile around you. Eric, what's going on, man? Eric Gims, everybody. Merry Christmas to you too. And we're going to be talking about Eric actually, and a few others. We're going to be talking about Big Rig Build Off here in a bit. So I want you guys stay tuned for that, because I've got breaking news exclusive to Studio 10-4 Live and 10-4 Magazine. We have the story. So I want to make sure you guys stick around. I'll get to that in a few minutes. Want to make sure that we get all this other good stuff in too. You know what? Everybody has traditions, right? For Christmas, we all have the things that we do, from the food we eat to, the games we play, to the movies we watch, to, certain whatever it is. I'd love to hear what everybody in here, give me one tradition that you do every single year. I mean, tell us what that is. I'd love to hear yours. I mean, I'm just going to be real simple. I love every year being able to hang lights. Sometimes, really crazy overboard. Haven't done that in a while, but the Christmas tree, being able to set that up, and it's a fun time. It helps me kind of solidify it. It's Christmas, and now I can get on with it. So, maybe there's that moment for you. Maybe it's, that phone call you get from that friend that just only calls you once a year because they want to make sure, well, at this point you're still breathing and you're all right and celebrating Christmas. Hi, Kendall. Kendall's my protege who y'all met at GBATS this year. She was walking around with me out at the show and interviewing people. It was special to have her be a part of that. And what I really enjoyed was the fact that we had two young ladies with us this year at GBATS to help do what 10-4 does and do it in a new way. And I hope you guys connected with Kendall. The other person we had was behind the scenes, and I don't remember her name. So Dan or Shan, help me out with that. She was a big part of it, and she was mentioned as well as Kendall in this month's edition of 10-4 magazine. If you haven't got yours yet, I don't know what's wrong with you. You should definitely get it. And if you haven't, get online and go to 10-4magazine.com and get your subscription ordered so you can have it every month at your house or business or wherever you want to have it delivered. But the story that the ladies are mentioning is the GBAT show report, which is in there, and it's great pictures and a lot of detail of things that are going on. Let's see. My biggest Christmas must is I set up a big Christmas village. Yeah. Well, hey, whoever that is that said that they set up the Christmas village and the hot chocolate on Christmas Eve, because you're coming in from one of the groups, I don't know who that is. So let me know who you are. And then, oh, Shannon, perfect. Thanks, Shannon, for doing that, saving me there. Siriana Stewart, daughter of Jocelyn Voorhees Stewart. So that is that. Oh, hey, Molly, wonderful. So, Molly, show the people how it's done. And when you log in from a group, there should be a message that goes out, and if it doesn't, I need to know that too. And it should tell you, hey, will you grant us permission to use your name? And the reason they ask that is because the groups are all private, and unless it's a public group, but all the groups that I invite from, they're all private groups. So we do that to keep the spammers out. That's the only reason, honestly. And it's just asking for this specific reason. Can we know who you are so we can share who you are with everybody on the show today that we do? So I would love to see everybody follow that direction if it's there. Or if you didn't see that direction, let me know that too, because I'll just stop using the group and we'll just go directly from pages. And I usually stream from YouTube, number one, YouTube, 10-4 Magazine's Facebook page, and my own personal timeline. I like to invite a lot of friends because a lot of you are friends with me in the real world. And then our Trucking for Kids page and Double J. So Merry Christmas to all of our parts that are out there, and hopefully everybody's able to join in and hang out with us from somewhere over there out there on the social media platforms. So thanks, Shannon, for that. Let's talk about movies for a minute. There's another part of the Christmas, get it going. It's not Christmas till this. And what is that? Well, here for me, the movies. Okay, number one. I'd love to argue anybody with this one. You got to watch Lethal Weapon. Yes, it's a Christmas movie, and I've had that. It's so funny. Look, I think I was ahead of the curve on this because a lot of people were just flat out in denial about Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon's not a Christmas movie. Yes, it is. Jamie, yeah, National Lampoon's Christmas. Watched it last weekend or weekend before that. It's still as funny as hell. Dolores, absolutely. Number two, Die Hard and Die Hard 2. So Die Hard 1 and 2 are both Christmas movies. And you got to check that out. So if you haven't seen those, I think for the most part, and listen, for a long time, they would stop these movies being available on all the platforms like Amazon or Netflix or whatever subscription thing you watch or get your movies fed to you from. I think they've kind of finally caved in and they're saying, all right, here we go, and you can watch them from wherever and not have to pay extra to do it. So I think they're all out there, and I think you got them available. John Jakes, Bad Santa, yes. Jamie, Home Alone. I think I might have already said yes to that one. And I watched Home Alone. I think as well the same weekend I watched National Lampoon's Christmas. So Bad Santa, yeah, interesting. Yeah, Jamie, the Hallmark. I feel you, buddy. The Hallmark Channel. I'm sorry. I don't know. You have to draw a line somewhere. I think that's where I draw the line at. I know. I'm sorry. I'm dodging things. People are throwing shit at me, and yeah, I get it. But it is what it is, and enjoy it. If that's your thing and you love the Hallmark Channel, enjoy it. I don't think anybody mentioned Ralphie and A Christmas Story, right? I mean, that has become one of the all-time classics of our era, and it is just so funny to watch that. And I haven't seen, I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's a second one. It might be that there's a second and third one of that story. So the eventuality that Ralphie grows up and he's an adult. So I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch that and check it out. What else have we got out here? White Christmas, Dolores, absolutely, Dolores Ford. White Christmas with Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, and I forget the ladies that are in it. Is it Rosemary Clooney? And this is all from memory because I'm old and I grew up old. I was raised by my grandparents. So, I watched all the classics and Bing Crosby, whom my dad and I didn't get to work with him personally, but my dad worked with him personally every year at the Crosby Pro-Am on the Monterey Peninsula back when Bing was, of course, still alive. A Christmas Story is the newest one. A Christmas Story, Christmas. So that's the one. And Molly, I can see you now. Awesome. That's the newest of the series with Ralphie in it. Then I guess. Okay, cool. Jamie got a great point. It's a Wonderful Life. Good evening. Somebody just signed in from a group. Good evening, John. They said, and Merry Christmas to y'all. Good evening and Merry Christmas to you. Let me know who you are. And we just had this conversation, but I'm going to keep throwing it out there. If you're coming in through a group on Facebook to watch and be a part of the show, when you click it to sign in or you click it to get let into the show or watch it, whatever you guys are doing on your end, it should be giving you a message to allow Facebook to use your name. I even put a personal message on there from myself saying it's safe, and that's the end of it. All it is just an opportunity to know who it is that's joining us on the show and being a part of it. What else? Okay, Bill Murray, Scrooged. How about, has anybody besides me seen that? You guys have had to have seen that. It actually turns into a pretty, sentimental, touching kind of movie, considering that it's a bit dramatic and crazy and it's Bill Murray and what you didn't really know where that was going to go. Hi, Alyssa. Nice to have you on the show. Awesome. And that's one of my Facebook users coming in either from my timeline or a group. I'm not sure where she came in from, but Alyssa, wonderful to have you on the show. Another one that I'm going to throw out, and this is one that you really have to dig deep for and look for, and nobody's mentioned it yet in any version, which is kind of crazy. But A Christmas Carol. I mean, when you talk about Christmas movies and you think about all the years we've all been around, some of us more than others, yeah, A Christmas Carol. And there's so many versions of it, and that's why I started this off and I said you got to dig for this one. There's a certain version of it, and no matter what, every year you have to pay for it if you can find it to watch it. It came out when I was a kid. I was probably 7, 8 years old, 6, something like that. And it came out in the theater. And okay, here's where you're gonna laugh, but it's a musical, and it's a specifically well done theatrical musical performance of A Christmas Carol. And personally, my feeling is that it's the best one. The characters are portrayed so well. The choreography is so well. The whole story, the way they did this thing and delivered it was incredible. So if you find that one and it costs a couple of bucks to rent it, it's well worth it. And it's a classic every year. Yeah, Guy Gary, JR, what's going on? Frosty and Rudolph, Charlie Brown was mentioned. Dan, of course, Dan's talking about Elf. Elf is funny. Now here's where we kind of go into the deep, the dark side of Christmas movies. I mean, John, you mentioned Bad Santa. How about Violent Night? I mean, look, I'm not endorsing, any of these. I'm just saying, oh, maybe I am. But, when you go into the dark side of Christmas, man, Violent Night, that one's pretty wild. Krampus. What? Oh, man. Christmas Twister, I have never seen that. Don't know if that's a takeoff from Twister. But now that I've found it, I think I'm going to have to check it out because I've never seen that before. So gonna have to give that a little look. There was another one on here that I wrote down that's really, really, really good, and that is where did it go? It's on Netflix, and it is only on Netflix as far as I know. I'm looking. Oh, and the new one that's out that we got to check out, Candy Cane Lane. That's over on Amazon. I heard good things about that. Miss Julia said it was really good, so I guess she's already watched it, and it gets her approval. Jingle All the Way, definitely worth a watch again. But the one I'm looking for, where did it go? Crud. It's Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, and it's on Netflix. Help me out. Anybody there that knows what I'm talking about? What movie? Dolores has seen. We have a critic. Dolores seen Christmas Twister. It's pretty good. And Randy, yeah, I don't think so, buddy, but and Debbie Deck the Halls. Leave it to you, man. Christmas Claus, Dolores, that might be it. Christmas Claus with Kurt Russell, and I think there's two of them, meaning two parts to that. But definitely worth checking out, worth a look. It's over on Netflix. I know it was right here in front of me when I opened the show, and I'm not seeing it. Hey, you know what? There's also one more I'm going to throw out there, and it actually I think it's a really cool movie. It's kind of what the first I think ventures into AI a bit. Polar Express. I think that was really, really good, and I think that's a great one that you can share with any age kid and have no harm come to them. Christmas Chronicles, Kevin on YouTube, Christmas Chronicles, yeah, I believe that's it. And Dolores, was that you that said I think she said so too as well. But anyway, I think we got the right idea. You guys are awesome. I think everybody's going to have a weekend full if they're home checking it out and being able to watch all the different Christmas movies that are out there and enjoy, because there's a bunch. It's just too easy to not have a fun time sitting in front of the big screen and catching whatever fun flick that you might want to tune into. All right. So I mentioned, guys, a little bit, just barely touched on it. I'm going to bring this thing up so I don't miss anybody. As has been discussed and now released throughout different media sources, I'm certainly not exclusive on that part of it, but I do have an exclusive that nobody else will have, and I'll get to that in a minute. But you guys are all aware of course, 2024 Big Rig Build Off is underway, and this is going to be featured at Louisville, the Mid America Truck Show this year. And there have been 4 takers to undergo the first of this kind of a rekindling of what it is, what it was, but going to be all new. So excited that they're doing this, because I'm just going to throw it out there. I think that the show needed a shot in the arm, and I think it needed to be shook up a little bit. So here it is, 2024 Big Rig Build Off. Um, my understanding is there are going to be multiple exclusive judges to this. They're just going to judge the Big Rig Build Off. These are guys that are current, former, either legends or current huge main participant guys in the industry that do builds. Um, that to me is everything. So you get the right guys judging the right trucks. there's no, I don't think there's going to be any discrepancy about who wins this. It all falls to personal opinion outside the realm of you being a judge or not being a judge. So I think it's an awesome opportunity. I think it's the right thing to do, and I see no bad that can come of it. So that's my opinion. You guys all have your own. Everybody, please have an opinion, and we'll see what happens. But the bottom line is this: there's 4 this year. There could be 8 next year. There could be 10. There could be 6. There could be 4 again. We'll see what happens. But let's go with this in 2024 and make it happen, and then see what happens after that. What's happening that is exclusive, and by the way, besides bragging rights, if you win, there's a $20,000 cash prize to the winner. So, and listen, you could ask any one of these guys, any one of the 4, they're not doing it for the money. They're not. Bragging rights, priceless. So I've been there. I know these things, and bragging rights are priceless. And listen, just because you don't win doesn't mean you don't have a badass build either. I'm telling you, they're all winners. They all got there. They're all competing against each other. They're all part of it. Now, on the other side of things, you guys that might be going and entering trucks in thinking you might be competing against these 4 guys, well, you're not gonna, because they're not in the show, at least not on that level. They're builders, so they may have trucks out there as well that they built for other individuals, but to have their truck be in competition, that's not happening. So you might have a better shot. There may be less competition. Hell, there may be more. And that's, there's no guarantee which way that can go. Somebody else comes in. The next guy is coming in, and he might be that guy that everybody's got to go, oh crap, now I got to do that much better, because look what this guy did. And that's how it should go. Y'all should be inspired by the guy that's better than you, or that did better than you, or came out ahead of you. You should be inspired by that, man, to get where you need to go to be competing at that level. And what's cool about these guys, a lot of them that I know, is they do it kind of to test themselves and to be the best they can be. Yeah, Jamie, it costs more than, I'm just going to put that up there. Jamie knows. It costs more than 20,000 to prepare in the lot before the show, so it's not about the money. No. Um, no, it's not. Everett 2024, man. Oh, Randy. There you go, man. Everett throwing it up. There you go. Um anyway, listen. You guys are going to find out all the ins and outs and all that there is to know about the 2024 Big Rig Build Off at this year's Mid America Truck Show right here next week on the Studio 10-4 Live weekly update. I'm going to have JC Alt in the show. I'm going to have Dustin Dickerson in the show. I'm going to have Adam Johnson in the show. And I'm hoping I can get Troy Massey and the Davis brothers. Haven't spoke to them yet, waiting for a call back. So I would imagine that I would not get turned down for this, fellas. If you're watching, give me a call back. And if anybody knows or wants to say hey to Troy and call me, I know these guys probably don't remember my phone number. They're probably looking at it going, wait a minute, what? Next week, 5 o'clock, first half of the Studio 10-4 Live weekly update, we're going to talk 2024 Big Rig Build Off and see what the teams have to say for themselves about each other and the competition as a whole. So keep that on your calendars. Everybody tune in for that. It's going to be a show. Second half of the show is going to be our year-end wrap. And we will bring in all of our contributors that can get away and show up and be on the show. We're going to have Dan and Shan, of course. Hopefully, love to have Gene be a part of the year-end wrap this year too. And any of the other contributors that are available, like I said, we'll get them in as well and just kind of have a great fun time. The other cool part about what we do on the year-end wrap is you have an opportunity to be on the show as well. So I will be randomly picking folks out of the audience and allowing them access to the studio so you can come in and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and just hang out for a few with us and maybe have an eggnog or a hot toddy or whatever it is that is popular in your part of the world during this time of the year. Love to have you do that. So, Jamie, yes, sir, buddy. Jeff, you're not kidding, man. Fuel to get from California to Louisville, yeah, you'd spend a bunch, especially if you're bringing truck out there on the back of another trailer and bringing that out and however much support team, group, cars, whatever. Yeah, it can get spendy. Jamie, good to catch you this week. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for tuning in and always being a part of the show. Go hang out with your family and Merry Christmas. Cost is it's not, this isn't a free paid way. You have to pay your way to get there and be a part of it. Not to mention the fact that whatever you're showing was somewhere, on a price tag of probably very high. Speaking of which, and let me wrap this segment up because I want to make sure you guys don't forget, I'll be having a promo go out. It'll be over on our event side of our social media. Next week, Big Rig Build Off. We're going to go head to head with everybody that's a part of the build off. And in fact, if you guys go to truckingshow.com/Big Rig Build Off, you will find all the information that they're providing right now and pictures of all the guys. You got Adam Johnson of Johnson Hill Customs, Dustin Dickerson Custom Trucks, Troy Massey Motor Freight, and Brian and Thomas Davis, the Davis Brothers Design. Proud to say, and Dan, help me out here, we've got two guys that are cover guys, even though it wasn't Adam himself, one of his trucks on the cover, Dustin Dickerson on the cover. I've got to believe that Davis Brothers have had a truck of theirs on the cover as well. I'm just not seeing which one it was, but it seems like I saw a Davis Brothers grill somewhere on the cover of 10-4 magazine, or maybe it was just a featured story. I don't know. Um, yeah, so many, can't remember all of them, and this all just kind of came about today. So congratulations, all you guys, for being a part of this. Also, something that no Davis Brothers on cover yet. Okay, well, there's a goal, isn't it? Yeah, there's a goal. Definitely a goal. Um, Something else everybody should know too, and this is going to come out next week, but I'll throw it out there right now. Uh, the guys that are in this build off this year, these are the guys that were available, able, wanting, and willing. Pick whichever part of that fits to be in this build off this year. There were others that were invited and they were unable to attend for various reasons. I love hearing that somebody is so busy that they just can't do it because they don't feel they can give 110% into what they need to do to compete in this build off. So, looking forward to seeing those guys be a part of a future build off, because one of those guys I know personally has been in the build off before and built stuff that people just had no idea what they were looking at. So, um, yeah, anyway, this is going to be that time when I hope it turns into people are just blown away by what they see, and these guys put stuff out that's ahead of its time. And this has been done before. That's why this is kind of cyclical. You go back to the early 2000s, and you go back to the Outlaw truck that Four State Trucks did, and I mean, people had no idea what they were looking at then. It wasn't until years later that everybody went, well, how come that truck didn't do anything at the show? Because the judges didn't know what the hell they were looking at. Sorry, judges, but you didn't. Those of us that knew and saw that thing, I was blown away. That truck had so much, attention to detail everywhere on it. It was amazing. So I'm hoping that's what we see again, is something like that, and everybody will enjoy, and it'll be a win. Also, no, well, Mob Sled is one of the ones, yeah, original build off winners as well, and of course suspended up in the air in front of or at the yard of Four State Trucks. That's that green and white truck that's up in the air. There's the Mob Sled. And a great place to have that's a classic. That's a trophy for sure, hanging up there. God, I got lost on that one and where I was, but anyway, yeah, Chad, you know what? It ain't cheap to be cool, and it ain't cool to be cheap. So what you gotta do is you gotta make sure you can do what you need to do to be involved in this thing. And I respect anybody that said can't do it this time. And I think you guys that said no probably all did it for the right reasons. It's just not your time. The ones that are in, they feel like it is. So I think we got the right pictures. The right people, and I think that it's going to be a great build off. Now I remember where I was going. I've been informed that, and I can't say who yet because there is one that's not confirmed, but manufacturers are coming back this year. So I think good things are ahead for Mid America Truck Show. I look forward to seeing what actually happens. Of course, the other big news, and we'll discuss this next week a little bit, is the trucks being moved up front. The old PKY lot that we used to park on and compete on is just going back to being a parking lot again. And we are moving the entire PKY Paul K. Young Truck Beauty Championship up into the front doors of the convention center. So new look, new layout, a lot of cool stuff going on. So guys, give JC a chance on this and the rest of the powers to be, and let's go and let's experience it. Listen, you're as much of a part of the success or non-success of this show as anybody else. If people are talking smack about it and or don't show up or whatever in a bad way, well then that's very possible that could be what happens. On the other hand, if you show up and you're positive and give everything a shot and participate and do your best, then you know what? That's all anybody can ask. And I think a good time will be had by all, and it's going to be another fun experience in Louisville. So I'm looking forward to it happening and us being a part of it. 10-4, we will be in our usual spot over in the North Wing. Dan, give us the booth number. I can't recall it, but we'll be in our usual spot. Have some special fun stuff planned for this year in the booth, and as in our attendance, very specifically, some really cool stuff going on. So look forward to it. Look forward to sharing that with you guys when it's ready to be shared. Gene, yeah, good show. Thank you. Love the breaking news build off. Awesome. Appreciate that. Dan, yeah, 11264. 11264 in the North Wing. We will be back again, like I said, right there in our usual spot. And that particular area, that's going to kind of turn into one of the real probably busiest access points into the show. Not that it hasn't been in the past, but it definitely looks to be this year. Jeff says, just want to be there for the cocktails. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, you know what? Hey, 10-4 is known for a lot of things, but hospitality, it definitely rings high on the, hey, these are cool things 10-4 does. Yeah, we're all about hospitality. So look forward to seeing everybody this year and being a part of what's going on. Stephanie, the Diesel Addict, popping in. I'm glad to see Stephanie. Merry Christmas, Stephanie. Look forward to hopefully having you with us next week. Popping in during Pool League. I don't know what pool league. Oh, pool, right? Shooting pool. Okay. So I was saying, knowing where you're at, you're not in a swimming pool unless it's indoor. So shooting pool. Thank you, Bubba. What's going on, buddy? Always great to have Mr. Bubba Branch in the show. And being a part of this industry and what we do, Bubba's been a big part of it. So glad to have him back in this afternoon. Andrew, you were invited, turned it down. Too many projects going. Yeah, like I said, I have no lack of respect for that kind of a response to being invited to be a part of the Big Rig Build Off for 2024. That's a good problem to have. Good problem to have. And Jeff, I was waiting for you to, say I was going to let you be the one to tell your own story there. And Jeff, we want to have you on next week with us too. So carve some time out for us for next week's show during the first and second half hour. Love to have you in both. Bubba, yeah, drop by next week. We're going to do a little after the first segment, get together, 10-4 year-end wrap, hang out, have fun, like we do at the end of the year every year. So look forward to making that happen. But yeah, Jeff, same thing. And another guy that's too busy. Good problems to have, to be invited to the build off of the year in your industry, and you can't go because you're too busy building trucks. Well, okay. Next year, you regroup and see what happens. Now that we know that this is happening, maybe we have a better way of planning and being able to be a part of the next one in 2025. So we'll see what happens. But hey, listen, the one that matters right now is 2024 in Louisville in March 21st, 22nd, 23rd, Louisville, Kentucky for Mid-America Truck Show. We're already pumping it up, boys and girls, and looking forward to having it happen. Going to be a big year for Studio 10-4 Live at the show as well. Already talking to people about live streams and what we're doing and where and with who. And one of the guys I spoke to today, I just found out that they're doing, I think he said a 20 by 60 booth. 20 by 60. Anyway, look for Studio 10-4 Live to hang out over there for a little while and talk to some folks and get the lowdown on what's happening at the show and with everybody, the inside scoops and all the fun stuff and maybe some of the controversial stuff. There's never any drama at a truck show, right? Ever? No? Yeah, no. Cool things that are happening, of course, this year besides Mid-America. Trucking for Kids coming up again this year in April, and want you guys to definitely be aware of that. Be ready to come down and support us and get ahead of that by getting a hold of Trucking for Kids, Tim, Dan, Shan, whoever you feel like you want to reach out to. We're looking for sponsors. Want to get you guys signed up, get your space locked in for Trucking for Kids. I think once January 2nd hits, we're gonna start pounding it, and you're gonna be hearing the old, Trucking for Kids pre-register is going to be happening. So get ready, man. Get ready for it. Everett Ford PBR, man. For me, it's Voodoo Ranger today, man. This stuff comes out of Colorado, and I never had it until I moved up here to Oregon, and it is dang good. I like that stuff. Bubba, I dare you, buddy. I double dog dare you. I want to have happen. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. The two biggest guys on camera together. Make room, truck show. Here we come. Let's talk, man. You got a deal. That would be absolutely awesome. Love it. Hey, two guys that know how to have fun, right? Right there. You guys, throw that one out there. Let's see who we can get in trouble with. So it sounds like fun. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, obviously, and thanks for tuning in all this year and being a part of what's going on here with Studio 10-4 Live. What's happened all throughout the year, the different shows we've been at and live streamed, and what's coming ahead. So we'll definitely talk more about that next week. Remember, next week, first half of the show, 2024 Louisville Mid-America Truck Show build off. We are going to have all teams here in the studio talking about what's going to go on, what they may or may not be building. I don't know how down under the veil, behind the veil we'll get with some of these guys and what they got going on. I'm looking forward to seeing what that sounds like. I'm also looking forward to talking to JC and, getting the administrator's view and insight to what the build off means to not only to the show, but to Toby and the people there at Mid-America and their show and what else is going to be happening. That'll be the first half hour of the show, and then the second half hour is going to be our fun time. So tune in, and like I said, we'll have random guests that I pick out of the audience next week, and have you come in and be a part of the show in the second half. Hey, Bubba, no kidding, man. Look at that. We got a whole no telling where you give Menkel a camera. I don't know where that thing's going to end up. I'm scared. So we'll see how that happens. And Jeff, we look forward to having you be a part of anything we do. You know that Jeff Patello Custom Trucks down here in California, and down in California, not down here in California, down in California where I used to be. So Jeff, great having you on the show as always. We'll have you back next week too. Please, guys, at this time of year, look around you and see who needs you. I'm good. I'm not choking up for me. I'm choking up for those that could use maybe a little something, a little somebody. And you might be that one. You might be who that is. I can tell you that that I had that experience this weekend, and out of a room full of people, over 200 people, there was one guy that needed me, and I I went and I found him and hung out with him, and God brings us where we need to be. So, there's somebody out there that could use you too and needs you, and find who that is, and it could be as close as the people in your immediate circle, and reach out to them, let them know you love them, and that it means everything to be a part of their life, and you be a part of theirs. And Randy, I appreciate that. Phone is always on. There you go, guys. Anytime you want to talk and say howdy to somebody, Randy's always out there. Molly, I love that you're on board, and I know all of you are. It is it's a time of year when we need to reflect, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of folks that have left the building this year in 2023. I don't know that we'll ever have the ability to do a requiem of those in our industry, but maybe next week we'll mention a few and share with us all, those that were important to us specifically. But um, the Lord gives you your spirit, be a light to everybody else. So, all right, y'all, keep the shiny side up, and we will see you next week. Take care. Love y'all out there. Merry Christmas. Get that 10-4 subscription now before Christmas so you can stocking stuff that one too. 10-4magazine.com, and get that subscription for the year for whoever it is that's out there that loves trucks and wants to be holding the magazine and checking it out. All right, you guys, take care. Merry Christmas.